of this Group G match. The group involves Chinese Taipei, Korea Republic, Malaysia, Myanmar, Philippines and Vietnam. Only the top two will go through to the next phases. And so Malaysia will be hoping to come away from this first match with a positive result. A draw or a victory would be superb. They would like to avoid defeat if at all possible. Their next match is coming up. They take on the Philippines on Monday. Then they've got Chinese Taipei. The match against Vietnam on the 30th of June could be absolutely pivotal. And our next live encounter will be Malaysia versus Myanmar on the 3rd of July, when they take on the hosts and hopefully have done enough to earn their place in the next round. This is the Youth Training Centre. We are in Yangon. Nadia Arena's reporters, Hafizan Halim, has been there and says it's a good facility. The pitch is flat, if a little bit bumpy, and as you can see, it's been cut very tight. But for Malaysia, all of the hard work that they put together in Slovakia, all the grueling hours getting up and down to Singapore for the S-League fixtures, this is where we really find out if the team spirit and this group of lads are good enough to go on to the international stage and take Malaysia forward. Starting lineup for Malaysia will have Izam Tamaisi in goal. Back four of Amanuddin, Nazirul, Sharul Saad and Fandi Othman. Midfield, Wanzarul Nisam and Razemi wide left and right. Irfan and Nazmi holding the middle. Up front, the pace of Tamil Arasu and the clinical finishing of Hazwan, who the last time we saw him was scoring a hat-trick for the national team against Sri Lanka. Astro Arena's coverage of Malaysian under-22s. The Harimau Muda continues. We are in Myanmar. It's AFC under-22 AFC Asia Cup qualification, Group G. Now gets Malaysia up and running. Nazmi immediately spreads it wide. Missing the experience of Fadli Shas at the back on Malaysia because of suspension. Fandi forced to scurry over to the left-hand side. That's an important challenge from Razemi. And immediately, I think we can see that Jung Seok-hwa is going to be an influential figure for Korea. The team is just playing off the front two. Jong-sung, towering figure in the centre of the park. The width was provided by Jong-hee. Jong-hee's header. Free kick, Irfan just caught. Sharul launches it forward. It's easy enough for Pak Kwang-gil just to let that run out of play. Good pressure from Tamil. And good closing down as well down the right-hand side. Any Korean team can instill a little bit of fear in the opposition simply because of their reputation, but it is it's a young Korean side, as I say, predominantly made up of players who are still in the university system. Mohamed Amanuddin selected a right back. Irfan trying to pinpoint it into Tamil. Tamil's penalised the foul on centre back Choi Ji-hoon. Malaysia will be fairly happy just to keep things quiet in the opening period. It's Important to get off to a steady start. And they've won themselves a free kick. Nazmi keen to get on with things. Kwang Yu-jo was making sure that he didn't take it quickly. Ashu Chu-Chu couldn't wrap his foot around the ball. Good facilities in Myanmar. Planning for next year's SEA Games, of course, but this is a good opportunity for them to showcase their stadiums. As you can see, this one's not yet completed, but it's in good nick. Jung, busy. Overlapping Kwang Gil. That's comfortable for Izan. A nice early touch. He's a confident keeper. Comes out for crosses regularly. Quick off his line. Kwang Gil's header. Faisal finds Nazmi. It's a tiny midfield duo for Malaysia. Irfan Fazale. Nice little give and go with Hazwan. And tried to be a little bit too expansive. Nazmi. Not the best of pass for Zarul Nizam. Good burst. It's across the face of goal, but that's a real problem. Park Young-ji getting forward down the right-hand side. And he got through a little bit too easy. Sharrell was across to try and intercept. But already we've seen one or two signs that running at Malaysia's back four will provide opportunities for Korea. Rocking Swede looking on. Standards not quite as good as the Olympic qualification, which has seen a number of the Korean boys who played in that squad go on to the national team. And you may well see several of them appearing in the World Cup next year, in 2 years' time. Hook clear. This is the playmaker, Siok-hwa. He's left it short a little bit, Siok-hwa. Trying to put in Jong-hee, who's marauding down the left-hand side. Wants the foul, gets the foul. It's a late call. Just trying to escape was Park Sun-ju. Hyun-min goes all the way back. First touch for Yang Hangil. Another 6-foot-plus big man. Sharrell loses out on the header. Hyun-min. Neat little triangle from Korea. Physically they have an advantage over Malaysia. Bigger side. This is Ji-hoon. Looks down the line, easily picked off by Sharrell. Irfan onto Hazwan. Nazmi. It's found the way through. Ashu Chu-Chu The cross from Ashley. Terrific goal. Tamil Arasu. 7.5 minutes played, and Malaysia are off and running in Myanmar. A defensive error enabled Ashley to put in a peach of a cross, and Tamil Arasu at the far post buries it. A little look up, keeper can't come. Tamil does everything absolutely perfectly, and that's a wonderful start for Malaysia. Tamil Arasu asking for a bit of liquid as well, enjoying the moment, and Ong Kim Sui clearly thrilled with the start that his team have made. They will have pinpointed the games beforehand. It's a lovely ball in from Ashley, beautifully weighted, fully justifying his inclusion in the starting 11. Now at the other end there's an immediate counter from Korea. Far post, it's too much. Hwang Ui-jo came into the near post and the ball was delivered just beyond him. They need to hold on to this lead for as long as they can. This is an important 10-minute spell. Min-soo. Jong-hee to the impressive Seok-hwa. It's a corner kick. Fandi Othman just closing down the space. And Fandi is the man who's urging his team to just up it a little bit. Zonal marking for Malaysia under 22s, but the young Tigers have got off to a great start. 5 players on the edge of the box looking to attack the ball. They've won the ball at the near post. It was a good jump from Seok-hwa. I think everybody was concentrating on the 5 attacking the far post, and Seok-hwa came in and attacked the near post and virtually got there unchallenged. Throw in it is to Malaysia. Salni Sam just nipped away from Irfan. Hyunmun. Tamil will work very hard for his team. Izam off his line quickly. That's a man to keep a close eye on, though. Jung Seok-hwa in this first 10 minutes or so. Everything that Korea have done creatively has really involved the number 8. Good battling from Zarul Nissan, but countered defensively. Sunju down the line. It's still in play. Hwang Ui-jo cuts in onto his favourite right foot. Intercepted. Important interception it was. Jong-hee. Support from the back from Min-soo. Referee decides that it's Sharrell who's gone in with his stud slightly raised. Again, it's Seok-hwa who's causing the problems, and it's a free kick in a good position. Stud slightly raised. And Kwang Gil, he's the man who orchestrates most of the free kicks. He may be a full-back, but he's already taken one corner kick and looks like he's setting up to take this free kick. 3 in the wall for Izam. Again, 5 red shirts, all at the far post. He's gone near post, it's header. Izam couldn't get there. It's beautifully curled in. Kim Hyunmun. That's the problem for Malaysia. They never really looked like they were able to deal with the high ball in. It's beautifully played. Not a lot Izam can do. He needs to have a player challenging on the big centre half. And the lead lasted just 4 minutes. Kim Yun-hun with the equaliser. Beautifully floated, but you look at that, nobody has gone on the run with the big fella. They're relying on Ism to pick up the cross. One apiece. Zonal marking can be great if it's well performed, but you've got to attack the ball when it enters the danger zone. And it's an interesting argument about whether or not Malaysia, with their height differential against Korea, should be zonal marking or trying to pick up man-to-man and at least going with the runner and making it difficult for him. That's a conversation I'd love to have with Kim Sui. Again, space beyond the fullback, and that's been found with alarming regularity. Shokwa. Min-soo sweeps it wide. And again, they've got the big fellas looking to put Isam under pressure, and Isam half punched. I think he got a call to say that he had time, and he changed his mind from the punch then. He's not the biggest of goalkeepers. Right the way through to the national team, I think Malaysia do have this problem. Great shot stoppers. But once you get into the international level, you need to be just a little bit taller. Ashri once again looks up. Again, it's come to the near post. Acrobatics from Hazwan. He knows where the net is, does Hazwan. Again, it's good play down the left-hand side, and you've really got no excuse on getting a shot in there. That's a brilliant effort from Hazwan. So, 15 minutes gone, and the game has taken its shape. We've got a physically stronger Korean team, dominating possession, but Malaysia on the quick breaks really posing a threat. Nazmi loses out. Irfan Fazel. Hazwan will chase. Not really his game. And Sanju. Sharrell comes out with it. Trying to keep the ball on the floor will be important for Malaysia. But Korea closing down the slots. Isam goes long, and if they don't win the first ball, they certainly get there for the second ball. Malaysia have got to think more about how they keep the ball. That's a foul. Fandi just sliding in. Quickly taken free kick. Alertness required. Jang Hee. AFC Under-22 Championship on Astro Arena. Later on tonight we've got Malaysia Super League, Terengganu taking on, T-Team taking on Negri Sembilan. Nadia Rina will be keeping a close eye on this AFC Under-22 Championship. We've got Hafizan Halim on ground in Yangon. Amanuddin's hurried clearance. Fandi gives the ball away. Jong Hee. Nice idea. Hwang Guizhou. Well, he's a good target man. He's playing as a lone striker, but there's good support from him. It's a 4-2-3-1 that Korea at this level have adopted. Again, the long ball from Izam. Free kick goes to Malaysia, but whenever it's put long, you're expecting Korea to, if not win it first time, to certainly pick up the second ball. Fullback Aminuddin was sucked in. Space for Jong-hee. Tamil Arasu's done well. The goal scorer working back to help his defenders. Irfan just blocked off too many players. Lee Min-soo releases Youngji. Min-soo on the edge of the box, can line it up. Crowded out. Malaysia defending the centre of the goal very well. Jong-hee once again wants the corner, gets the corner. As always for Malaysia, the task is how to retain the ball. When they do have it going forward, they're looking pretty potent. It's just they don't have an awful lot of the ball. Physically, they're losing the one-on-ones. You look at the height differential there. I mean, Nazmi has to do some defensive work. He's the central midfielder, and he's up against a giant of a man. Again, 5 jockeying on the edge of the penalty area. Finally cleared, but it's not looking comfortable defensively from the set plays. Ji-hoon down the line, the flag is up. So, an entertaining opening 20 minutes. It started ever so well for Malaysia. A goal up on the 8th minute. Tamil Arasu's diving header. We look at Wanzarul Nisam sporting a trendy little Mohican. If you want to make comments about Malaysia's performance, go to our Facebook page, Astro Arena Salaran 801. It's the official page. Currently, though, they've got to defend. Syokwa goes for the give and go, and referee says no. There was a flag was being raised. It was probably against Syokwa, who just meandered offside. Trying to keep the ball, but as soon as they keep the ball, Korea press tight. And then just a little push in the back. Choi Ji-hoon plays it back to Lim Mi-soo. Sharrell's header. Tamil. Zaun Nisam. Nazmi was looking to release Ashri. Ashri's looking for support, and there's none really there, and he's forced to put it out of play for a throw into Korea. And still that problem remains, ball retention. If they go long, Korea are physically stronger. If they try to retain possession, they've got to be good enough to withstand the pressing from Korea. Tamil. Good burst of pace from Tamil Arasu. Hyun-hun went stride for stride with him. The 2 goal scorers for their teams respectively. We are at the Youth Training Centre in Yangon for this AFC Under-22 Championship match. A little bit of time and space onto his right foot. Went to the near post. It was probably the wrong choice, but Xiokwa, Malaysia have got to be aware of him. He's playing off the shoulder of the number 9, looking for the gaps. And Aminuddin just turned too easily. Ashri. Aminuddin's done well. 2 Korean players in his wake, so it's a chance for Nazmi to find Tamil. Gives the ball away. Tamil will, as ever, work to try and win it back. Throw in, Aminuddin. Tamil offering the movement. Surrounded by red shirts. Irfan Fazel. Yang Hangil to launch it long for Korea. Izam eventually sorts it out, but it was allowed to go a long way. Golden rule of defending, you can't let the ball bounce defensively. As soon as you do that, you're in trouble. And then, of course, Korea do that. Slight difference was I think they were in a bit more control. Sunju Minsu. The danger man, Xiokwa. Jong-hee. Izam. It's been stopped, dropped on the line by Izam and forced in over the goal line. It's been put in by Young Ji, and I don't think the referee has called for a foul. Basically, the keeper has dropped it, and Young Ji has been stood on as he's on the goal line, but it's a soft goal for Malaysia to concede. Izam Tarmisi anticipated the cross, got there first, and then just let it out of his stride. Still waiting for the final decision from the referee. Izam receiving a bit of treatment, and my word, I tell you what, he's got a free kick there, and he is ever so fortunate. There is nothing wrong with the foul, with the challenge. Izam has simply dropped the ball. Gosh, that is a let-off and a half for Malaysia. I'm really surprised Korea aren't contesting that an awful lot more. So let off for Malaysia as Sharrell. Nizam with the chance just to rebuild his confidence. Fandi, who's a Mr. Versatile for Harry Mahmouda. Can play anywhere across the back. Ashri worked hard. Nazmi, expansive. Ashri involved. Aminuddin. Nazmi's little dink over the top. Offside. Good invention from Nazmi. Interested crowd. This is the first of two matches being played at this venue. Myanmar versus the Philippines coming on later on. So the crowd filling up as the afternoon goes on, just to see how two of the teams who are likely to be there or thereabouts at the end. Korea Republic definitely. Malaysia, along with Vietnam and Myanmar, probably the teams most likely to contest second place in this group. So the fact Malaysia are holding Korea, however fortuitously, is a real bonus. Tamisi finds Sharrell. Again, just notice how quickly Korea are closing down Malaysia. So if Hazwan is forced to face a long ball, and Hazwan winning the ball in the air, it really isn't his game. He'll do it and he'll work hard across the line, but it's not a productive way for Malaysia to play. Fandi. Nazmi. Van Fozeel. Ashri Chuchu. Flag is up for offside against Ashri. Quickly taken. Huijo. The overlapping is Youngji. Youngji. Good block. Tamil comes very deep to pick it up. Ashri. Two wingers have swapped sides. Hazwan. Ashri. Given the ball away, and he's lucky that Nazmi has been able to win it back. Fandi Othman coming forward, looking for movement. Hazwan was the intended target, but an ambitious pass, and Korea can defend that one fairly easily. Half an hour played in Rangoon. One apiece. Malaysia off to a great start. Tamal Arasu's header, but the lead only lasted 3.5 minutes or so before a free kick was headed in by Kim Hyun-hun. Since then, Korea have threatened, had more of the game, had what seemed like a perfectly good goal disallowed. But Malaysia will take that little bit of good fortune. They need to build on it though. More space. Too much space for Youngji. That's a foul and possibly a first yellow card. It's certainly a talking to for Sharrell. Indeed, it is a yellow card. So he's on a bit of a tightrope for the next hour, Sharrell. And it was a free kick from around about this area that caused all the problems. And look at the red shirts lining up on the far post. There's 5 of them. Malaysia have only got 3 marking them. 4 now. So they're trying to mark zonally that area. And the ball was dinked in to about 7 or 8 yards out, central of goal last time. Kwang Gil's cross! Oh, he's gone for goal this time. And Izam has been beaten at his near post. So worried about coming off his line to pick up a cross. He left too much of a gap. And Pak Kwang Gil has scored at the near post. That's not a great goal to concede if you're a goalkeeper. But you can understand he's so worried about the height advantage of the Koreans that he's edging over looking for the cross, and he's been embarrassed at his near post. I mean, it's well played, no doubting. It's well played by Pak Kwang Gil. It's a good strike. It's in the corner. But the keeper shouldn't be beaten there. Ah dear. So Malaysia got to just dig in. Studs raised. Nothing intention there from Hazwan. In fact, he's been given the free kick for an earlier challenge on him. Park Sun-ju was just... That's where the free kick is. So a yellow card and a goal conceded by Malaysia. It's an expensive free kick from Sharrell. Siokwa. Still Siokwa. Edge of the box. It might still break. It does break for 3-1. Jong Hee belts it home. 2 in 2 minutes. And it has been coming. Physically stronger, and Malaysia defensively all right. And now Korea have put that early shock behind them. And within 35 minutes they've got themselves a 3-1 lead. Little bit fortunate that it broke to him, Jong Hee, but his finish was emphatic. I mean, defensively, it's been a real problem for Malaysia. They've not been able to retain possession. And there's plenty of midfield runners coming through for Korea who aren't being tracked. Talked about the physical advantage. There's also the fact they're winning the first and the second ball. The old adage is you've got to win the physical battles first to be allowed to play. Fandi was looking for the overlap. The crowd growing as the minutes go by, ahead of the Myanmar match later on. Fine looking venue. The view though, not so good for Malaysia's Harry Mahmuda. The Young Tigers trail by 3-1. Salmisi's long ball. Mohamed Aminuddin. Ashri. Nice intention from Ashri to try to release Hazwan. Choi Ji-hoon will start things from the back. Park Sun-ju. Again, the running off the ball from Wee-jo, and the support here on the left from Young Ji. Young Ji penalised there for simply being bigger and stronger. And for Aminuddin and Nazarul, Naeem Nazarul and Sharrell and Fandi, the back four, they've got to stand up to the physical challenges being posed to them by this young Korean side, but young but physically powerful Korean side. Tamil couldn't control. Bit of roving work from Young Ji. And coming a little bit deeper is Siokwa. Siokwa. Jong Hee. Was looking for the on-runner, who was Jong Sung. Jong Sung trying hard to win the ball back. Irfan over the top. Hazwan will chase. Hazwan will still chase. Hyunmun was strong enough, and the big centre-back and score of the equaliser knocks it forward. Chokwa. Youngji. One-on-one against Amarudin. Still Youngji. Nazmi. Hazwan, and the overlapping is Naeem. I do wonder what difference Fadli Shas might have made if he'd been available. Certainly would have given a more physical presence to Malaysia's back four. Onside is Ashri. Ashri Chuchu, has he got support? Ashri, near post, good save. And it's still kept in play. Zarul Nisam is offside in the end. That was a good burst from Ashri Chuchu. He got away down the right hand side. Looked up, not a lot on. Every right to go for the goal. Keeper's angles were right. The second ball was called offside. Sharrell won the header. Tamil guilty just of edging into Kyung-hun. Just look around the Korean side, and they're 6 foot plus throughout the team. Once upon a time it was Koreans who supposedly having the physical disadvantage. Now they've matured into a big side. One bigger than this fella, Hyun-hun. Ji-hoon. Korea happy with their first 40 minutes worth of work. Recovered from that Tamil Arasu diving header, which gave Malaysia such a good start. It was important that Malaysia were able to hold on to that lead for at least 10 or 15 minutes. They weren't. A quick equaliser from Korea. And since then, they've really dominated proceedings. Jokwa into Youngji. Hyun-hun. This is a good 60 seconds worth of keep ball by Korea. The pass count is into the 20s now, and the Hari Mahmuda are chasing shadows. Not that Korea are making much headway. They're just playing keep ball, happy to go in maybe a 3-1 up. They just had a scare a couple of minutes ago. Want to make sure they don't get pulled back to 3-2 before half-time. Minsu. Malaysia need to keep their concentration. Tamil Arasu, gotta love him, he does put himself about this, Tamil, and he's left a big mark there on Lee Min-soo. Don't like to see the foul, but you do like to see the spirit of Tamil Arasu. Malaysia were being a little bit embarrassed by the keep ball of Korea, so Tamil puts himself in. There you go, son. You have got opposition, and maybe Malaysia need to have a little bit more of that. fighting spirit. The home fans beginning to fill up the stands. Little shove on the back from Hazwan. Ahmed Hazwan. Haven't had any real glimpses of goal as yet. Member comments on the Facebook page, Astro Arena. Salaran 801. Let's have your comments, your thoughts, your opinions. Minsu. Finding spaces, Shokwa. 3-1's bad, 4-1 before half-time would be, well, awful. Tamisi couldn't keep it in. It's a corner kick to Korea. Important that Malaysia defend this one. Again, it's a combination of zonal marking in around the 6-yard box. Tak Kwang Gil. He may be playing right back, but he's scored one and he's made one. Again, the big fellas all looking to attack the far post. And see, there's just 2 yellow and black shirts defending those 4. And the corner is an awful waste. But it really is a discussion worth opening, the merits of zonal, which does have its place, and man-to-man marking. Malaysia going for a combination of the 2, and they're being outnumbered at the far post. We're into time added on at the end of this first 45 minutes. It started so brightly for Hari Mahmuda. Samuel's wonderful diving header. And Irfan and Aminuddin. Miscommunication at the end of the half tells you how it's turned against Malaysia. Ong Kim Sui's got a job to do. Chokwa. We'll have half-time highlights for you after a short break. When we come back, we'll be going through everything that's happened in this opening 45 minutes. Peach of a pass. Chokwa. Amaruddin and Zaun Lisam defend it. Sharrell doesn't have time to clear. It started ever so well for Malaysia. Tamil's early goal, but strikes from Kyun Hun from a header. A free kick from Kwang Gil. And Jong Hee blasting home from close range. Give it a perspective that isn't encouraging for Malaysia. The toughest of the group games.